Hello everyone, welcome back to Sawyer Studios, and today we are doing our January 2022 LEGO Star Wars predictions. Also, I guess technically March and April. Early year 2022 Star Wars LEGO predictions. So, yeah, this list I put a lot of thought into. I have listened to some other ideas around the web, and I've also come up with some of my own that I think are more plausible and stuff that maybe is slightful wishful thinking. But I do think I would put some money on this list, so pay attention, and here we go. So the first three sets I'm going to go over is the $10 Microfighter, the other $10 Microfighter, and then the $20 versus Microfighter. For the two $10 Microfighters, I think one of them is going to be a mini Bad Batch shuttle with Hunter. And the reason for that is when we usually get like a cool set with like some cool minifigs, we usually get a Microfighter shortly after with one of those cool minifigs in it so that younger people with less money can purchase it. So for example, when the Ghost came out with Hera Syndulla, we got a mini Ghost with Hera in it. And then when the Resistance Y-Wing came out with Zora, I think her name was, we got a mini Resistance Y-Wing with Zora in it, so that you could get that minifigure. It's just that's happened so many times. It just seems like it would make sense because Bad Batch shuttle comes out in the summer next year. $10 Microfighter, mini Bad Batch shuttle with like Hunter or something in it. And then the $10 Microfighter would be Fennec with Fennec ships. So you can buy both of the Microfighters and have them like chase each other. I'm assuming we'll see more Fennec in season 1 of the Bad Batch. This is under a lot of assumptions. And I'm assuming we're also going to see her ship. So I think that would be a cool just little Microfighter thing to do. It would be a little bit weird to get a Microfighter of her ship before we got a set of the ship. So who knows, we might get a set of Fennec's ship. There's a lot of what ifs in this predictions list, but I'll probably hone it in close to the end of this year. The $20 Microfighter versus, and this is going to be based off of the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones is next year. So I'm expecting we'll get like an episode 2 clone and an ATTE, and then a battle droid either with, I don't know if it's going to be with or in, probably in, it could be with a mini Homan Spider droid or a mini Hailfire droid. I think a Hailfire droid would be cooler because you could wheel it around with the battle droid inside, and you could have the ATTE walker moving. I'm only saying ATTE because we've already gotten a Microfighter gunship, and so I don't think LEGO would give us another Microfighter gunship. I don't know. We've had 3 like Microfighter Millennium Falcons, so who am I to judge? Next is the $15 Battle Pack, and I don't know if there's going to be 1 or 2. I'm almost leaning towards 1, but here are some options, and I think all of these are plausible. I think the real question is Star Wars moving away, is LEGO moving away from the Clone Wars? I think yes, just because of how the small amount of LEGO sets we got from the Clone Wars era. I mean, we are getting a dual on Mandalore little mini set, sure. That's really, I mean, the Bad Batch shuttle, that's more so, that's based on the Bad Batch show. It's not based on the Clone Wars, really. So even with that, I think we see LEGO sort of moving on. But I think we might see a clone battle pack from the Bad Batch because, you know, they're the new Stormtroopers. So we might get a bunch of like shinies or something to use to fight against the Bad Batch. And then also, we might have some unfortunate characters placed in Bad Batch. And when I say battle packs, and when I say unfortunate character placements, I'm referring to like the Jedi and clone battle pack with Ki-Adi Mundi and Barriss Offee and then 2 standard clones. Like, it's not good putting name characters in battle packs because no one's gonna want to buy multiple of them because who wants to have multiple Ki-Adi-Mundis? There's only one in the Star Wars universe, and so you're getting all these sets with all these clones, and that's great. You throw in like some name brand minifigs, and now it's kind of screwed it up. So some ideas I've had is maybe Crosshair's little group. Maybe there's like two of those guys in a battle pack plus two clone troopers, like regular clones. And I'm thinking for maybe the other one that has Omega because we haven't gotten Omega, and maybe I don't know some. It's just gonna be weird. Like I feel like if Lego were to go that route, it would be just we get some unfortunate character placements. There's a couple other options, however. It could be Clone Wars Season 7 Battle Packs. I actually predicted this in my, was it summer 2021 predictions? I think it was summer. Yeah. Was that we'd get a 501st Battle Pack with like Blue Mandalorians. So like maybe a 501st Trooper, a 332nd Trooper, then two Mandos. And then we'd also get like a red Mandalorian battle pack with like a cool red Mandalorian, a female one, a male standard trooper, and then maybe, I don't know, another female. And you know, those would be pretty cool. If Lego's still gonna stick with Clone Wars, which I hope they are. I don't know if they are, but that's also a potential. And then the other one would be just like a classic Clone Trooper and Droid Battle Pack from Episode 2. We haven't had a Droid Battle Pack in a long time. We haven't had a Clone Battle Pack in a long time. But, yeah, it would just be a classic Episode 2 clone battle pack, which I would love and a lot of people would get. And then we'd have a classic droid battle pack, maybe something more reminiscent around the 2005-6 range of just like a battle droid carrier at a $15 price, but like, you know, a very small one that could be maintained at $15 and not higher. But that's something that I'm thinking of. Those are like the three options. I'm leaning towards the Bad Batch themed battle pack, and if they were to release it, I think they'd only release one. That's just me. Next is the $30 Juniors, or aka the 4 Plus set, and I think they're gonna make a Y-wing because they practically have made all the other mini scaled, I guess. Well, Y-wing up next would just make sense. You know, they've done the X-Wing, they've done the TIE Fighter, etc. It just seems like, you know, that would be a nice little mini 4 Plus set to get. It's popular enough. Lego has they definitely have the pieces to do it. So I think that would be a very good potential Juniors 4 Plus set. Then we have another $30 set. And this one, I want to say, because Lego seems to like to be doing these like mini duel sets. We have the duel on Mandalore, we have the duel on Mustafar, we have the duel on Starkiller Base. We have a lot of these just cool little scenes that are just depicted in Lego with some movable objects, you know, and that's really cool. So I think because, once again, 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, of course, and just because it's the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones does not mean that Lego's going to like make sets for that anniversary, especially not necessarily in January. I think I would like to say I think we're more likely to get Attack of the Clone sets in the summer of 2022 than we are in January. Because if you look at the pattern of like anniversaries, and I mean, if you think about it, Lego, they don't always follow the 20th anniversary stuff. I mean, like, sometimes it's more present, but like they really don't have a pattern. I mean, like, we have had the Empire Strikes Back anniversary sets. That was more clear, and Lego was way more forward of doing that. But if you look at all the years of sets being released, and then you look at the anniversaries of movies and stuff, sometimes it doesn't really translate because new content is coming out. So Lego may be focusing more on Bad Batch and Book of Boba Fett and possibly The Mandalorian Season 3. Don't know when that's coming out, but something like that, more than the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. And also, we'll of course have our original trilogy sets as always because Lego loves their original trilogy. But anyway, this $30 set, I think it will be an Anakin and Padme Droid Factory like play set. So we'll have, you know, like some little mechanisms that you can move around and them like trying to go through this factory. It's just gonna be a small little $30 like, you know, play set. Sort of like a duel, but Anakin and Padme aren't dueling; they're dueling the machine. I think Lego could do a cute little from those set. Like that, I think that would be popular. The $40 set, I think, is going to be a Book of Boba Fett set, and I haven't seen the show because it's not out, and so I don't know what that could be. It's very potential. It could be like a big throne room, like a Boba's palace set for $40. A very small, downsized one, obviously, for $40. But it could be something like that. It could be something else. The $50 set. So we've seen a downsized X-wing, downsized TIE fighter, I guess midi scale we could call it. We've seen a downsized Imperial shuttle, and now we've just gotten a downsized Slave 1. And these sets are obviously really good. Now, I think that LEGO's going to continue in this pattern of these downsized sets because it's been selling well for people who don't have enough money. They come out really good. Like, it's a quality build. They have pretty good minifigs, which is why they hook the adults to buy them. And I think LEGO's going to continue with this midi series. And I think they're going to continue with possibly 2, definitely 1 in January, but possibly 2. And here's why. January, as explained to me by my LEGO employee friend, LEGO loves to release sets that are on the cheaper side, that are more so geared towards children and all that stuff, because they have, Christmas has just come, they've gotten LEGO gift cards, they've gotten money from parents, they've gotten Amazon gift cards or whatever, and now they want to go out and buy LEGO. They only have received so much money, and so you can only price things at so much, and you want to have them buy things that are cool that they might not have had their hands on before. What I think would be a really good midi set that would just be a great grabber for children in this January wave of Star Wars sets would be a midi scale B-wing starfighter. I think LEGO could really pull that off. We haven't gotten a B-wing starfighter at all since 2014. And so downsize it, that would be a cool thing for kids to get. I can imagine that being a popular seller for children after Christmas, getting a lot of B-wings. That's a $50 one. $70 one, I think, is Captain Rex's Y-wing from the Clone Wars. Because I know M&R Productions did a prediction video, and he said he was thinking Captain Rex's Y-wing from the Bad Batch. I would like to disagree, because I think LEGO, if they make a Captain Rex's Y-wing starfighter, they would put Ahsoka in it, and Captain Rex. They'd have 2 figs, and maybe a 501st Trooper. And that's it. Simple figs, simple enough. And if you make it Clone Wars, you actually have a scene to play out. So you have this, you can like fly it around, have Ahsoka like try to get into the top of it. If you make it off the Bad Batch, we've only seen it sitting next to the Bad Batch shuttle. Like oh mom, I want to get that Y-wing from the Bad Batch, and then you get it, build it, and then you sit there like, oh, let's reenact the episode, and you just look at it. Because, we didn't see it even fly. It was just parked. But if they design it after the Clone Wars, with a cool, explosion in the background, what are they gonna do? If it's from the Bad Batch, have it, have a planet background? You're gonna have, this exploding Venator in the back for, the box art. And it makes more sense to make it Clone Wars. It would be a better selling point. You can have the 501st Trooper shooting at it. You can have Ahsoka try to, grab onto it with Captain Rex, flying through the air. There's an actual scene to play out. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense for it to be Bad Batch. It would make more sense for it to be Clone Wars. There's my case. Comment down below if you agree with me. And then the $80 set, I think is going to be... I don't think there's going to be any 18+ sets in this January wave. I don't see why. Especially since it's the wave right after Christmas. And LEGO is, in fact, gearing all these sets towards younger children more so than they are the adult line. That's going to translate more towards the summer. But I think an $80 downscaled Imperial Star Destroyer could be possible, because last time we got an Imperial Star Destroyer, not counting the UCS Star Destroyer, but a playable one, was 2014, same year as the B-wing Starfighter. So I think we'll get a downsized Imperial Star Destroyer, because that's going to be a huge selling point. Plus, we're just getting Moff Gideon's cruiser, and that's 160. So kids are going to be on this sort of hyped Imperial mindset, and then we have a B-wing Starfighter to go with it. And so, we're kind of just adding to the repertoire of these downscaled sets, because the X-Wing turned out pretty darn good. The TIE Fighter turned out phenomenal. Imperial Shuttle, pretty good. The Slave one looks phenomenal. So I think LEGO focusing their I guess, their product selling point in January for little kids. I think this just makes the most sense of a list. I don't see why there would be a lot of Mandalorian or um, quite frankly, like a majority of the sets would not be Bad Batch or Book of Boba Fett. It would, in fact, be a lot of stuff from the original trilogy because Lego loves that. And I think they're trying to get a lot of those out again for the younger kids, and I think it's working. Because I think a lot of people, at least a lot of people that I know, have gotten like the mini TIE fighter and the X-wing, the shuttle, the is planning on getting the Slave One. Like it's not just working for like, it's not just working for like younger children. It's working for like Lego adults who like, or like college students who don't have a lot of money but want like these sets to display and like, hey, like, oh, I could drop $50 instead of $150. So it's working. I would like to also point out that this past January wave, like we in fact got an X-wing and a TIE fighter downsize, and then we got an Imperial shuttle. So there just seems to be a pattern. In April, we'll be getting 3 helmet sets, and these are the 3 helmet sets that I think are going to occur. I think we'll get a Mandalorian one. I think it will be Beskar. I don't think that's too much to ask because we have an Iron Man one, and there was a lot of like chrome gold, so I think getting chrome silver would not be out of the realm of possibility. However, it might turn out, I think it'd be more likely that Lego uses like a bunch of light blue gray bricks because it's very hard to make a lot of chrome bricks, and if they did, it would just, they don't, I mean, Lego doesn't have the pieces for that. And usually when Lego engineers are able to make a set, they're only allowed to create either a new piece or a new piece in a new color. I'm sorry, like an old piece in a new color. There's only like a certain amount of them that they're allowed to ask Lego to make. So the Mandalorian helmet, that'd just be too many chrome to ask. I think Lego would go around the route of just doing a light blue gray instead, unfortunately. But I think the Mandalorian helmet, Captain Rex helmet, because I think we're long overdue for Captain Rex. I think Lego will make a Captain Rex helmet before they make a Hunter, like a Bad Batch Hunter, because Captain Rex is just, he's more popular than Hunter. And he's more, he's been more relevant than Hunter in the past. I mean, Hunter, we didn't even know Hunter existed until the Bad Batch unfinished reel came out on YouTube. So there's that. And then I think the third helmet would be a Royal Red Guard. That would look really nice. And Lego has the pieces to make. I think that would turn out really cool. It's like an iconic Imperial helmet. And so I think, you know, Lego really likes doing this Imperial line, which I think makes sense. So to continue that, I think a Royal Red Guard would just look really good with like the Scout Trooper, Darth Vader, Stormtrooper, TIE Fighter pilot, etc. For the buildable characters, I don't think there is going to be a buildable character in April. If there is going to be one, I would say Droideka, 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. We haven't had it, you know, that Technic Droideka from, what was it, 2001 or whatever, that actually roll up and spin. That was really cool. I wish Lego would remake that. Now that one's wishful thinking. I wouldn't bet money on that. But that's, you know, I'm just going to put that out there in case it's right. You know, it's one of those like, hey, I'll buy a lottery ticket, and if it happens to be right, that's great. And if not, you know what? I got the joy of scratching off that gray stuff on a card. May 4th promo, once again, probably another diorama style thing. I think it's going to be a Geonosis arena or a Geonosis battle. So either you'll have like some mini gunships in the air firing down on some like, you know, the dunes of Geonosis, or you'll have like a little mini arena with like 3 poles and like some mini stuff for the Acklay and whatnot. I think that would also be very plausible. I think both would look pretty darn good mini scale. And then for the $200 UCS set, I want to say, this is gonna sound crazy, I want to say the U-Wing Starfighter. I made a video of my UCS predictions from 2022 to 2029. I explained all of my predictions for the next decade. I guess not full decade, but for the next decade until 2030 of what I think the UCS sets will be and why. Some of my reasoning behind the U-Wing is that we just got an A-Wing, which completes the Rebel Starfighter collection, because we have a UCS B-Wing, Y-Wing, and X-Wing. And now we have the A-Wing. And so, but Rogue One added the U-Wing to this whole mess. And so now we have a new Rebel sort of like fighter variant, transport carrier-ish set. It's very much a hybrid to go along with it, and so it would make sense for Lego to complete the UCS, that quintet of UCS fighters for the Rebellion, and we also are going to see more of the U-Wing in the Cassian Andor show. We got to see more of it in Squadrons, and so it's becoming more of a it's like fermenting itself in the prominence of Star Wars, and also it's it like sort of is prequel, but it's close enough to original trilogy that would pass. So I think that Lego has been, looking for, I guess, has been thinking about it since Rogue One. I mean, they made a regular set of it, and then the popularity of it has remained strong. And so I think next year we'll get a $200. If it is a U-Wing, it'll probably be like $250 or $300 more, so around that area. But I think we get a pretty decent sized U-Wing. It would not be able to be minifig scale probably. If it would be, it would be more expensive. I think it would just be a better detailed U-Wing to go along with the other fighters. Now, there is a downside to making a UCS U-Wing with those other 4 Rebel UCS sets, because the X-Wing is above minifig scale, so is the Y-Wing, so is the A-Wing, and so is the B-Wing. So the U-Wing, like, it would only, like, the possibility of it being minifig scale is still even unlikely, and so it would be below it, and so it might look a little weird next to all of them. However, I don't think that would disparage Lego from making it anyway. So that's my predictions for 2022, early year of 2022. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know in the comment section what you think is most plausible and what you also think are sets that Lego's gonna make that I missed or whatever. Any comments, all that stuff, help with the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe, join the Discord server. Do not forget, when I get to 600 subs, I will be making a video on how I'm giving away my dropship and AT-OT walker. Every single time I say that sentence at the end of a video, I lose like a year of my life. So please help me get to 600 subs so I can just stop saying that. Anyway, this is Sori Studio. See you all next time. Peace out.